Let's take you to this now. An Action SA sponsored motion of no confidence against Tshwane Speaker Mncedi Ndzwanana has been disallowed. The party accused him of failing in his duties. Our reporter Ziniko Mhlaba was there bright and early today, expecting that motion to take place, and it, of course, has been blocked. He joins us now in studio to bring us an update on the latest. Ziniko, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. It was expected that, of course, this motion of no confidence would go ahead. First and foremost, how do we get here where we've got two centers of power?
So you remember, Prati, that after the resignation of the former mayor Randalls, a few months ago, we had the controversial mayor who was found to have forged his papers, was then also removed, and then we had to, the council had to elect another mayor now. And of course we saw the former MP of the Democratic Alliance coming into the city, and eventually, after a very long delay, he got elected as the mayor, and of course he was elected with the absolute majority. And I think the numbers he won by were about 106 to about 102. So the majority, the coalition partners, the multi-party coalition governing party in the city of Tshwane won that round. So they took over the executive in regards to the mayorship of that city. And then there was an issue of the speaker who had to be voted in with the multi-party opposition, multi-party coalition with that majority. Unfortunately, they could not win that particular election. And of course, the EFF and the ANC with their preferred Ndzwanana won that round, because you remember that there was that debate back then where the DA was searching for those councillors who had voted against party line.
Right.
So following
they had
that,
suspended one of them.
Yes, and then they had taken a decision that for us to know that you actually voted according to the party line, we need to brand, we need to mark our ballots in a certain way. And then they did that. We're talking about 69 councillors. When the IEC looked and found those ballots, it declared them as invalid because they had not been correctly marked in a manner that IEC expects them to. So those 69 votes were not counted. They didn't matter. So they were spoiled ballots in electoral language. So that's how then the ANC and the EFF and other small parties ended up having their speaker winning that round. So that's how we got to the two centers of power.
This motion of no confidence is a second one because the first one was also blocked. In fact, that particular meeting disintegrated, deteriorated really. It didn't even begin to happen.
Yeah, so that's precisely why this particular motion was disallowed today, because the reasons given, because remember, when you're dealing with different motions, whether it's a motion to debate the budget, to decide on a particular project that the council must do, it has to be tabled in the council. So various motions were tabled in the council today, and the speaker has to justify how did you get to this particular decision, whether you approve or you allow for this motion. So the reason given by the speaker is saying that actually this is not a new matter. We've had this request before, and it was dealt with, and the reasons were given. So there's no need for us to really have this discussion again. So that was the reason given by the speaker as to why this particular motion was disallowed today.
And you have, of course, the ANC saying there was really no need for this motion because the stability of the council would have been, again, shaken. And things are stable now, and let's keep it going as it is. What is this mandate that they're saying the speaker has not fulfilled?
So they've been saying that the council has been taking too long to pass projects, to pass motions, and to deal with just the day-to-day businesses of the day, because it has to be debated, because we have these two sides that do not see eye to eye. So for anything to see the light of the day in that council has to be endorsed by the majority. And most of these councillors, whether you want to approve a tender or whatever you want to do, both sides, whether you are the side that's led by the DA, the EFF, the DA and the IFP and all other parties, and the side of the EFF and the ANC, they need to find reason. They need to find each other. So they are saying we're unable to do things efficiently now because we have to have that responsibility of convincing and persuading each other. However, the EFF earlier on said, actually, we do not agree to have this mayor that we have. But we understood that we have to do what we need to do as the council. Yeah. Hence, we ended up with, hence we are actually supporting his work, we're supporting his executive. We're happy we're not disrupting anything. So why does the DA and its coalition partners have an issue now now with having a speaker who's coming from our side, because they should be using this opportunity to hold us accountable as much as we're using our responsibility and our numbers to hold the executive power. So the ANC and the EFF believe that these two centers of power actually serve the city very well. But the DA and Action SA, they say, no, we've got the majority, so we need to have absolute power. We need to have a speaker who's going to get our mandate, who's going to do things as we want it in the interest of democracy. That's the word, that's the term they're using. That democracy allows us to take absolute majority of this council, so we need to have our own speaker.
Where to from here? What do the parties say?
So what needs to happen now, Prati, if Action SA wants to have a second bite at this particular motion, they have to wait for 3 months. So it's not something that's going to happen next week or tomorrow. And if there's another party that would like to take over this particular motion, they have to start it from scratch. They need to take it through the council processes for it to be able to end up on the speaker's table, in which he will decide whether that motion is allowed or not before it's even voted on.
Ziniko Mhlaba, much appreciated. Thanks for coming on tonight. They're giving us that update on the latest coming from the Tshwane municipality.